This is from PFF. Biggest strengths, weaknesses, X factors for every NFL team. For the Browns, they say the biggest strength, the defensive line. The biggest weakness, the entire offense. It's a little it's a little harsh. We'll get into that a little bit. X factors, Deontay Johnson. We've talked about him. Rookie to watch is Quinshon Judkins. The offense is a huge question mark, and we've had a couple of PFF guys on, and I think they are a little bit more concerned about the offensive line. I'm a little higher on the offensive line than they are. I think scheme had a lot to do with their struggles last year. But when you look at that, the offensive line, if that's back to where it is or where it was, and DeJuan Jones is okay as your left tackle, he looked like he was in pretty good shape. I think that, with Judkins and Sampson, I think the running game can be pretty good.
Yeah. Listen, I know why people are going at it like this, because they're going to say, listen, I think the Cleveland Browns are going to be, they might win 4 or 5 games this year. And I get it, because they were 3-14 last year, the way we looked at that thing. But I think the Cleveland Browns will be much better offensively, going back to what they do best. They looked at the roster. I mean, you guys we talked about it every single week, it seems like, on here, about why the Cleveland Browns were dropping back, going 5 wide, throwing the ball downfield with no receivers. We talked about how Amari Cooper had tight end speed at this point in his career. We talked about, hey, listen, how's about you take some of the pressure off the offensive lineman and run the ball a little bit? Couldn't run the ball. Jerome Ford, nobody could run the ball. Nick Chubb couldn't run the football. And we talked about how the offensive line scheme was. I just didn't know what they were running up front. And people say, hey, gee, you're going kind of hard. I mean, how do you know the offensive line coach wasn't doing what he was supposed to during the season? I said, well, that was the first move they made after the season, wasn't it? That's all you needed to know about what they were running up there and what was effective and what wasn't. Nothing was effective. But I will say this. I like Dylan Sampson. I thought he is a home run hitting guy. He guy had 1,500 yards last year, over 20-some non-touchdowns, has a nose, has a burst. Quinshon Judkins, I believe, should come in right now. 10 should be the number 1 starting back, ready to go. I believe that he's that type of running back. He reminds me of a bit of a younger Kareem Hunt, maybe a little more burst. But he's put together back there, and I like what they did in the offseason. I like that, they went and got some linemen, they in free agency. They went and got some guys that I think can be possible starters for your team, and I think guys will come back. DeJuan Jones looks like he's in really good shape. He can be a big factor for you. Joe Bitonio came back this year. Wyatt Teller, you got Tevin Jenkins is another guy who is a guy who came from the Chicago Bears. He has starting caliber, starting caliber skill sets. So for me, I think if you get back to what you want to do, you got a guy like Joe Flacco who can, run play action, do some things like that. I think you'll get back to offensive that'll be respectable, and that'll be a little bit different from what everybody else is trying to do, because I think they'll go back to the smash mouth football principles.